I've been really enjoying my Minecraft base, but I think what it needs is a nice, big, cozy farm. I'm talking organized grids of crops, greenhouses, silos, chickens, and the unique twist is that we're going to do it all in a spruce forest, so hopefully it'll give it kind of a unique and different look. Oh look, here's some convenient land I prepared earlier. Wow, look at that, so nice, so flat. This actually took quite a long time because I did want it to all be flat, but we got there. I can't wait to start planning all of this, but I think before we even get started, we're going to need a couple of things. Thing one is a good hoe. I think it's about time we made a diamond hoe. Hopefully we have the diamonds for it. We don't really have the levels for it, but we can go get some. Okay, yeah, 25 diamonds, easy. This will help us heaps with farming. And then let's see what's available on the enchanting table. I'm breaking 3. Okay, we've got to get that. That's really the main enchantment that you want for a hoe. So with that, we will be going down to our zombie XP farm and leveling up a little, or a lot, until we get to level 30. And I did the laundry while waiting for zombies to spawn, and that actually worked out really well. It took us exactly to level 31, and now I have clean laundry as a bonus. Okay, here we go though. Unbreaking 3 and efficiency 4. Do we really need efficiency on a hoe? Probably not, but it still makes me feel cool to have it. And from there, there's one more thing we can add, of course, which is mending. Okay, now we get up like a pro farmer with our perfect hoe. The other thing I want to do before we start is to just make sure we have a good way to get to our farmland, because at the moment we're just kind of crossing this river, and this is kind of the best point, I think, to make a little bridge, since if we kind of mark out this and come up here a little, the path just would come through here and voila, future farm. So I think a bridge here would benefit us really well. We do already have a bridge, but it's way over there. Maybe we'll make it kind of in the same style though. So what did we use? Spruce, pale oak, tuffles. Spruce, pale oak, tuffles. Spruce, pale oak, tuffles. Spruce, pale oak, tuffles. And now, next to our noisy cows that are driving me a bit crazy, we have a bridge. It's kind of useful that they're right here though, because it kind of connects them well to going over to our farmland. So if we go over the bridge and up here, here we are. And a little free cam overhead shot, this is kind of how it's all connected. So it's definitely very close to the rest of our base. But now I think it's time to get out our shovel and really start planning out how we're going to use this area. I'm also going to make some signs so we can label where some things are going to go. So let's just give this a go. So I made some 9x9 sections in a grid for some crops to go, and also planned out where the buildings would go. And okay, a little bit subject to change, but this is what we've got at the moment. There's 7 of these little spaces here for crops, but we only have 4 main crops. So I was thinking definitely wheat. Then we have beetroot, carrots, potatoes, and then why don't we make 2 of them for regular berries and glowberries? So we can make some kind of like hanging section here for glowberries, and behind it, regular berries. And then we have 1 more section left, and I was thinking that we kind of miss out on having crops that are 2 blocks tall, since there really aren't any in vanilla Minecraft, but I think it'd create a nice sense of contrast here. So what we're gonna do is just to pretend that rose bushes are tomatoes. So that's all of our crop fields. We have automatic pumpkins and melons, so we don't really need those. And we already have some farm animals, but what we don't have is pigs, which I wanted to include because we've got these cute cold pigs hanging around. And then we also don't have chickens yet. So we'll have a little pigsty and a chicken coop. And we've run out of signs, but over here is going to be the biggest buildable, which is a greenhouse. And lastly, over here, a couple of little storage silos. I really want to start working on the crop fields immediately because I just think it'll be so fun. But I want to put a water source over here. And you know what? Maybe we'll make this into a well, but for now I'm using this so that we can get going on our crop fields. Wait, maybe the water, if we put the water in the middle, exactly. Okay, this should actually reach, I think. And we don't need the very end blocks done because it's going to be fencing. Also, shout out to Infinite Drift. If you guys didn't know, she kind of popularized this whole farmland trend. So that is where I'm getting inspiration from. Ta-da! Now let's see if we actually have all the crops. Oh, hello. You're inside my brain. You can see how many brain cells there are, which is 0. But let's have a look in our food chest. So we have carrots in our inventory for some reason. We have a little bit of beetroot, wheat, potatoes, berries. We're missing the glowberries, but I think we might have some on the side of our house. No? Okay. Do we have any around our base? Anywhere? There's none on the iron farm. There's none over here. Wait, I know where the glowberries are. They're all over here. On our beautiful mending temple, but we're going to need bone meal to get them off. We've got a little composter set up over here. Okay, we're a bit bone meal poor, but this will at least get us started. I feel like now this is kind of the best bit where we get to go around, plant everything, and this will all go from being totally bare to being full of colour and life. Planting all the seeds, planting all the seeds. And I've taken the sign off because it's kind of in the way, but I think it'd still be cute to have the sign, just in a different spot maybe, so let's figure this out. Is that cute with the leaves? I think it's too much. How about a little sign here? With some colour and some glowing, I think that'll be cute. There's men in my farmyard. They're staring at me. I don't like it. This isn't very cottagecore or very farmcore of you. Anyway, back to farming. I think for the tomatoes, I want to try what I've seen other people doing and use armor stands. And I feel like that's not the right angle. Okay, it looks like they just placed the rose bushes and the armor stands in the same spot, but oh, there we go. And it makes it look like a tomato plant that's kind of growing on a little thingy to hold it up. Thingy, yeah, I totally know gardening words. That's me, pro gardener. But we're just gonna place these here and we're gonna have to make heaps more armor stands. Like about 40, I think we need. With the smooth stone we already have, that's 16 and 4. Hey, they're stacking 16s, I never knew that. But we can smelt a bunch more stone and get the rest. This is how our tomato patch came out. We've got a few rose bushes missing from the back, but we'll work on that. And then for the glowberries, I've been making these little hanging structures. And they are so cute. So far it's looking like this. And all of our other crops are just the basic ones, so all of that section is done. I did end up adding some of these leaves just because it was a bit too bare having all of the paths be wide like this. And I think I'd also like to fence the whole perimeter, which we don't have enough fences on us for that, but we can make a start. We're also going to go around dyeing the signs, of course with appropriate matching colours, and then we'll sail down the river and get some glow ink for it. And after beautifying the signs, I got straight onto resource collecting because we're going to build a greenhouse right in this spot. And you can tell I totally didn't do any build planning for this episode because I just chopped all that pale oak and then decided we're actually going to use spruce. So this is for our greenhouse build, and I thought it would be unique to make a pale oak greenhouse, and I still want to do that one day, but I think just for this farmland area we're going for very rustic and bright colours and not so much white, so we're just gonna stick with spruce. I think one day pale oak and cherry could really work together for a more cutesy fairycore greenhouse, so one day we will definitely give that a go. But here's our little greenhouse outline. Let's see if we can turn this into a build. And I think we did okay for an improvised little greenhouse. I did this little detail which is meant to look like a stained glass window, and I really wish that somehow we could make more detailed stained glass art, because wouldn't this be cool if it was an actual sun? Yes, it's supposed to be a sun. I know you can't really tell because it's only 9 blocks. But anyway, keeping in with the farming theme, I don't really want it to be a greenhouse for flowers or anything. I want it to just kind of be more of the same crops. Kind of like for lore reasons for the colder months, so the other crops won't grow outside, but they will grow in a greenhouse. So we're just gonna fill in these as though they're kind of tubs for vegetables. And we'll go around placing trapdoors around the sides, and they're literally just going to be mixed crops. It's also kind of Stardew Valley inspired. If you guys have played that game, you can get a greenhouse and grow crops out of season. Okay, and now we just go around collecting a few crops for the greenhouse. And then something else I would like to do just outside is I think if we place one of these firefly bushes and then have a block on top of it, is it going to work? I think as long as the bush is in darkness, it should make little particles. Oh, like this one. Why is it just one single particle? Oh, there's a couple more. I see some. Okay, I think we need a second bush because it's not doing the most, but it definitely works. Oh, honestly, this is so cute. I really want more of these around our crop fields. Honestly, we might have to go out for our next project anyway, so we could have a look for more bushes. But also, the interior of our greenhouse is done now. It's just simple, but it's got all of our crops growing. And now we can move on to gathering supplies for our 2 silos that I want over here. And for this, I'm going to be very inspired by a Zapixel design. She used a lot of granite and red brick, and then with deep slate on top for the roofs. And honestly, I just think that's the perfect color palette for us. So let's see. Okay, we've got quite a bit of granite, and we've got some bricks too, but we could definitely get some more. So I'm just going to kind of go down the river and see if we can find some more clay and also some more firefly bushes while we're here. Okay, I've added in the little firefly plants, a few more of them. You can see some little particles. And I've been collecting the bricks and the granite, which we want some of it to be walls to kind of be able to round the edges of our silos a bit better. But we'll just be going around something like this with a mixture of the granite and the brick, and then mixed in with the walls in these corners here. And we'll just build up until we get to the roof, and then that'll be dark oak and deep slate. And actually, I'm so used to making a little section for a door, but I don't think silos would normally have a door. So I guess we'll just block that in and maybe have a ladder going up. But with that, let's get these silos built. And while we do this, I want to quickly thank my Blossom Club members. Thank you so much for being a member. I appreciate you all so much. And you might notice here I am managing to build the second silo somehow completely misaligned. But don't worry, I tore it all down after the time lapse and fixed the whole thing. So now they are aligned. I love how it's all looking from far away though, like look at the silos next to the greenhouse. And I did a little bit of decorating just off to the side and made sure to fence off around the back as well. And I think that while we've been working on this corner, we might as well go around and work on all of this side next. So my plan for this side is to have a well somewhere over here for a nice water source. And then next to it, I was going to have some kind of market stall stands. We'll see how that goes, but I was kind of picturing like a tiered look. So something like this with kind of melons and pumpkins and flower pots on it, but maybe not exactly like that. And then this spot is reserved for a crop that I kind of forgot about. We're going to have a little sugarcane farm. I think all I really want to do with this is to mark out the grass, or dig out the grass, and replace it with coarse dirt. And same along here. And then we go get sugarcane to start placing. We've got a little bit over here on the other side of the bridge. This is just our kind of decorative sugarcane, so we can grab a little bit of that. Also, this farm doesn't need to be good because we have an automatic sugarcane farm as well. I just want it to be kind of cute. And while we're waiting for this to grow, let's go get some pumpkins and melons for these little stalls. This will be a good chance for us to actually see how our pumpkin and melon farm is doing. Last time I checked it, it was doing really well. Oh, and it's still doing really well. Too well, you might say. We already have all these melon stacks in here as well, and all these pumpkins. And now with some of our pumpkins and melons in hand, we can work on some of these stalls. So now that completes this entire side of the farm. If we come along here, we have the sugarcane growing. And then further along, we have these little stalls displaying vegetables and flowers. And lastly, over here, we have our very practical water source, which we've turned into a well. And if we go into free cam, we can see that we're nearly done with the farm. All we're missing is this side over here. And that is our animals section. I love the little cold piggies. I also like these little cold biome chickens. I wonder if we have any more around. Or even a few eggs. I don't really see any. And there was a cold biome pig hanging around, but I haven't seen that for a while either. but I guess it'd make more sense to make the animal enclosure so we have somewhere to put them and then maybe worry about finding them. Yeah, that's sensible. Let's do it in that order. So we're going for chickens and pigs. We already have a whole cow and sheep zone. For the chicken coop, we'll start with 2 pillars on either side, and then we'll have gates in the middle, and we'll have a little yard for them and then a coop here. How does one make chicken coop? Am I doing it right? For the roof of the coop, we'll use mostly the steep slate brick, which matches our silo roofs. And for the walls, I'm thinking mostly strip spruce. I also just thought of, we can make this actually functional as well by using hoppers to collect the eggs. So if we fill in this floor with hoppers, which is really easy to do because we have an iron farm, then that'll give us a good egg supply. You know, I bet just like our pumpkin and melon farm, our iron farm is completely full as well. Yes, it is. Okay, kind of a good problem to have. Hoppers! And after I finish the chicken coop, I'm immediately going to work on the pig pen. And here it is. I love how the chicken coop is perfectly centered. We've got this little space for the chickens to be outside or inside. And there's some spare storage here, but the actual egg collection chest is around here, just at the very back. Oh, spruce. And the pig pen is very simple, but we all know pigs like rolling in mud, so I had to include that. And now we just need to find the animals, so we've got our carrots and our seeds for them. Oh, also, I made a cute little sign off camera, so when we're coming up to the farm, we have this. I decided to name it Spruce Hill Farms because I think the defining feature is that we're in a spruce biome, and I just thought it'd be really cute to have the little sign as we're kind of coming in. But let's get these animals. There's one chicken right over here. Our very first one, we really only need 2. There you go, little chickie. And let's see, I know I saw a chicken over by the bridge, but maybe it was the same one. Hey, there's an egg. What does it mean? It was probably just the same chicken, to be honest. Is that gonna make a baby? No. We got the pig though. Hello, cold piggy. You're so cute. Oh, look at you. I think the cold pig is my favorite pig. Is there any more of you? Oh, there's another chicken. I'm gonna call you Wilbur. Who knows what that's from? There's another one through here too. Wilbur and Mildred. Yep, that's a name. How about we just have a family of 3 pigs in here and that's it. So we've got Mildred, Wilbur and their baby. Oh, they're so cute, and they are using the little mud pool. And with that, we have our 3 chickens, hopefully soon to be more, and we have our 3 little piggies. I think our farm is done. If we go into free cam once again, it is looking so good. I'm so glad I tried this type of farmland because it's so cute and so fun. Zooming out again, it definitely looks a little bit different to the rest of our base, but that's okay. I honestly just kind of want to try different things in this world, and we make it all work together. But this is going to be so helpful. We always know we can come here whenever we need any of our crops. So let me know if you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.